It is exactly 12 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Jeff Kwenange Live here at Citizen Television on the bench today. On the eve of the Old Kalau by-elections, we want to talk about substance. We want to talk about goonism. We want to talk about election violence. We want to talk about where this country is heading. So on the bench, he's been in office close to 100 days as the chairman of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the NCIC. What are they about? Are they serious about their business? And what can we hope to gain from them? Dr. Bishop Kefa, oh my. I didn't make this up. It is oh my.
Oh my.
It is oh my.
Oh my.
What a name.
But it's actually oh my.
It's okay. It's the same thing.
That's right.
Good to see you, Bishop Doctor. Real quick. You've been in the office now almost 100 days, right? The first 100 days.
Closer to
100 days.
Right.
Look, there's still many people who think that the NCIC is a toothless bulldog. More bark, less bite. What do you say?
Yeah, simply because there hasn't been much of civic education and what we'll call community engagement in terms of letting Kenyans know who NCIC is and the functions NCIC undertakes. Chef, you'll be surprised that NCIC has got 20 functions. Kenyans know only about hate speech, incitement, and that's it. Someone has to be arrested, be arraigned in court, so that it can be seen that NCIC is working. But we forget that we have other functions, and I'll be explaining the processes that we undertake before somebody is arraigned in court.
Whose fault is it that we don't know enough about you guys?
We have to arise to the occasion, Jeff, and begin to do serious civic education. And I'll tell you, for example, as soon as we got into office, we embarked on a serious roadmap towards peaceful 2027 elections. And that's what we've been working on. We have a roadmap that's yet to be launched. Once we get this launched, we get going.
When's that going to be launched, Dr. Ari?
Very soon. Very soon, in that we have been working on a draft. You know, a roadmap is a draft.
We're a year
that brings all actors together.
We are a year away from the elections, almost, right?
Precisely.
Just about a year.
We are fast-tracking that because, as I've said, we have not had a commission since the third commission left office. We just came in, actually, precisely, sworn in on the 25th of May. From 25th of May up to today as we are seated here, how many days are those?
It's about 90-something.
We have not rested, Chef. We've been working. We picked it up from the former commission and began building on what the former commission had done and even unpacked much of the projects, you know, the strategies which had been put in place, and we want to amplify that so that come 2027, we will have, and I want to assure Kenyans, we are going to have peaceful elections. Come 2027. Forget about the drama that we are seeing and we are treated to. The truth of the matter is Kenya is going to have peaceful elections.
I'll get to that in a moment, Dr. Ari. Real quick, you've been in office, you said you hit the ground running.
Yes.
Are you enjoying your job?
I'm enjoying it. This is all about leadership.
Come on,
and governance.
Dr. Ari, it must be tough.
The truth of the matter is when you know your game and you have the grace to serve, to lead, you don't have to fear. Because that's why I applied for this job. I wouldn't have applied for the job if I was not competent and didn't have the skill sets required for leadership at NCIC.
So the question begs, and you have a full-time job, by the way. I mean, people don't, I don't know if they know you have a full-time job, which is, you know, you're in your church every Sunday.
Yes, I'm a full-time preacher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my primary calling. Yeah.
Are you going to preach to Kenyans that there's going to be peace? But a lot of people don't believe you and your organization because of what we've been seeing there's lots of talk, no action, man. Goons control these events these days. Every election event or every weekend event is controlled by goons.
But you see, Kenyans, Chef, are entitled to, speaking their mind because of the perception and what they are seeing. The optics out there speaks contrary to what is expected of NCIC and other multi-agency actors. But the truth is, there's so much that's going on right now. We are doing a lot. Since we came to the office, if I can tell you the number of meetings, engagements we have had, and also making sure that we have a key strategic areas that we want to focus on. And I'm going to mention some of them as the conversation goes on.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. And a lot of people still have images and memories of 2007, 2008.
That's right.
And the biggest fear is to go back to that.
That's right.
And we're seeing there's a lot of tribal alliances happening. I mean, everything is reverting to a tribal cocoon, if you will. Is that worrying for you?
And it's for that reason NCIC was put together in 2008. Remember, NCIC is a creation of Agenda 4 of the National Accord, 2008, when the first commission was put in place, and then NCIC Act was legislated. In other words, NCIC was given the powers as a statutory independent commission to making sure that we safeguard peace in this country. Because there before, we did not have NCIC Act. This was formed in 2008. You remember when Honorable Mzalendo Kibunja came to office as the first chairperson of NCIC after the legislation. And this was to take care of what you mentioned, take care of the concerns, the fears, which we seem to be seeing because of what had happened in 2007 and 2008. But now, with the NCIC in place, National Cohesion and Integration Commission, and having been given the powers to, for example, do investigations, all right, and anybody is found culpable, be recommended for prosecution. I mean, there are strategies and processes that were put place and they are enshrined in the NCIC Act and anchored in the Kenya Constitution 2010. So there before there wasn't, but we now have an instrument to use so that we are able to tame and combat anyone that preaches hate, that preaches incitement, that writes on some of these evils that Kenyans are afraid of. And I can tell us, we are actually watching very closely, like I said the other day, when we issued a joint presser with the multi-agency actors. It was actually 2 days ago. And I made it very clear through the presser that this time, anybody that's found culpable, will face the full force of the law.
But Dr. Ari, we see this every weekend, ethnic mobilization.
Right.
Rigathi Gachagua does this in his backyard. President Ruto calls people to State House.
Right.
Come on, man. You guys are failing us.
I don't think so, Chief. I think it should be understood, and Kenyans should know that there are processes that NCIC, undertakes. And the National Cohesion and Integration Act clearly spells what hate speech is, what incitement is, and there is also the freedom of speech, all right? And then there is a threshold. Up to what point does a leader or any Kenyan expresses himself? There is a limit as far as the act is concerned. The moment someone goes beyond the threshold that has been put in place in the act, then he is investigated. And then recommendations are given or made for that person to be prosecuted.
Are you guys investigating anybody thus far?
Oh, yes.
You are?
We almost have 58 cases. But you see, the truth is, it takes time. You see, from the time a clip, for example, or information comes to our office, we work very closely with other actors. For example, if we get a TikTok clip, what we do is we send it to the Communication Authority of Kenya for transcribing.
Okay.
All right? So we work very closely with the CAK. And by the time we get the feedback and then pass that on to the next, actors that are supposed to take action, for example, as you know, NCIC does not have prosecutorial powers.
Right.
We depend heavily on the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, all right? And then, of course, the judiciary on the other hand. So by the time we do the investigation and do the recommendation and make sure that we have a watertight case, you cannot submit a file to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions if it does not meet the threshold. It has to have facts, not just acting on rumor and emotions. It must have evidence supported with facts, and that must be watertight. So that by the time it goes to the public prosecution, Director of Public Prosecution, the case is a watertight case that will see the light of day. Now, this is where frustration,
I was about to ask,
Chef, comes in.
Must get very frustrating.
Exactly. This is where frustration comes in. From the time a matter is reported, processed, the file is submitted to the next multi-agency actor. Like I've said, it takes time. And this is where Kenyans get frustrated. So we are actually having discussions on how we can fast-track these processes. Remember, like I said again, we've just come into office. We have had to do what we call the organizational scanning to know exactly where the rain may have, all right, beaten us, or where the rain began to beat us, so that we pick it up from there and make sure that we strengthen our processes and make sure that we are able to deliver on our mandate. It's a work in progress, Chef.
Work in progress. Kenya's been around since independence, 1963, 62 years, right? Almost 63.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been arrested for hate speech?
Hate speech?
Yeah.
Oh, we have had cases before my current commission came in. We have had the Mzalendo Commission. We have the Ole Kaparo Commission. We have the Kobia Commission, and now the Omai Commission, so to say.
What's the success rate of those commissions? What's the success rate? 0.001?
I can say 0.51%.
1%.
Yeah, that met the threshold.
Yeah.
The key word over here, meet the threshold.
Dr. I want to take a break, come back, talk about Okalau. It's happening tomorrow, and actually in a few hours' time.
Thank you.
The by-election. And going forward, too, because the goonism, man, the goonism is bothering a lot of Kenyans. What's going to happen? They've taken over.
And you might want to ask, who are the triggers?
Who are the
Who are the
triggers?
initiators?
And guess what? The churches are not safe, including your own.
You saw it.
I saw it.
Some time back.
Correct.
Yeah.
All Saints Cathedral down the road.
Yeah, and I spoke against it.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Bishop Dr. Kefa Omai is on the bench, folks. Somebody say, oh my. He's answering. He's the chairman of the NCIC, the National Cohesion Integration Commission. He's talking about the way forward, folks. Can we be peaceful people? Because like I keep saying, there's no other Kenya to go to. Huh?
That's right.
We messed this one up.
We are done.
We are done and dusted. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. JK Live takes a break. We'll be back with the Daktari, oh my, in a moment.
Mtu yangu, umesikia? Cheza cheza imehama. Na saa hii kodi ya kushinda ni *779#. Smartphone, airtime, bundle, si lazima. Bado unaweza kucheza na kushinda. Dial *779# sasa, select option 1 na game ianze. Ukicheza sport, AI ya cheza cheza inakufanyia analysis. Wewe una focus tu na kushinda. Na marubani pia wana fly kwa kandege game, wakishinda in seconds bila bundles. Wini yako iko one dial away. Changamka, dial *779# sasa. Cheza, kuwa mjanja. Cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18.
Wakulima wengi wetu wanahitaji elimu sana jinsi ya kukuza pamba.
Thank you very much for the orchids. They are beautiful. Is it something important?
What?
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naitwa Komando wa Yesu, mwimbaji wa nyimbo za Injili. Kupata wimbo huu kama sikiza tune yako, bonyeza *811*381#. Sikiza na Citizen ni nyumbani kwa wasanii wote. Asante sana.
Tanzania huyu mkulima anashangilia timu yake kwa World Cup na vuvuzela. But no, hii ni tactic ya kufukuza elephant kwa shamba. How bad have these communities been affected by human-wildlife conflict?
Wazee wetu walikuwa wanalala nje. Sasa sasa tunaona wazee kwa nyumba. Kulikuwa kubaya sana. Hata mtu anasahau wako kwa doa.
So what mitigation measures have been put in place to support a peaceful coexistence? Join us this Friday as we unpack these solutions.
Marubani, bado tunashabikia World Cup kishabiki. Game ni 90 but winnings be every second. Ingia shabiki.com, cheza your favorite kandege game na uondoke na ashia over 1 million shillings weekly cash prize. Siri hapa ni kufly ndege yako to the highest multiplier na kucash out big wins plus a share of 1 million weekly prize. Kwa skiza shabiki, the winnings doesn't pause. Shabikia World Cup kishabiki.
Pesa ile iko huku kidogo kabisa, 1,500.
What is the real price of a vote?
Mimi nikiwa nimevaa kofia ya DCP juu. Watu wa serikali wakiingia ni kutoa tu. Pande hii ni pesa, pande hii ni pesa. Mpaka sasa watu wanakaa kama wede wa simu hapa.
I think we're having a really ridiculous conversation as a country.
Only the authentic register that is being used during this election.
The chairman is speaking at the press conference sheepishly as if he is supposed to be reporting to the president.
Our leaders stopped communicating like statesmen.
If you cause violence in Olkalau using the police, I'll have no choice but to give guidance.
Kenya still has some very, very difficult conversations ahead.
If you want to go to Haiti, Haiti is here.
We are slowly descending to the state of Haiti.
We have one country and it belongs to all of us.
Hiyo ndio mbivu na mbichi.
News Gang, don't miss it.
Kwa majina naitwa Benson Njoroge, nimetoka side za Nakuru, mimi ni truck driver. Mchezo ya sabiki nilianza kitambo na vile naionanga inipelekange vibaya. Nimefurahi sana kwa sababu hii pesa kuna mpango nilikuwa nimeanza kujenga, taenda nimalizie nayo kujenga hiyo nyumba, kwenye itabaki nianze project nyingine. Mwenye hajacheza hii mchezo ya sabiki ajaribu.
Shabikia World Cup kishabiki.
Never know, because goons seem to be everywhere. And the chairman himself, yes, he's a bishop, preaches on Sunday, and he says it's going to be peaceful. Dr. Bishop Kefa, oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Is it going to be an oh my moment tomorrow as in oh my peace?
It will be calm. It will be peaceful. We want to trust that what has been put in place, because the IEBC, and I was with the chairperson, Mr. Etkon, together with the other multi-agency actors, and we were briefed that all the necessary mechanisms have been put in place to combat anyone or any situation that borders on goonism or anyone that might want to come and encroach and cause tension. That has already been taken care of, and I can tell us that out there, the ground has been secured very well.
Are you worried?
Because I'm briefed.
Yeah, can there be any lax insecurity, or some goons kind of filter in and they start harassing the 73,000 voters tomorrow? Is there a fear?
From where I sit, Jeff, I want to believe that Kenyans are peaceful people. And whenever instructions are given, unless someone wants to go and intrude, but Kenyans are generally peace-loving people. And the way I know Olkalau people, Nyahururu people, just like other Kenyans, they will want to wake up early in the morning, go to the polling stations, and cast their votes and go back home. But you see, we have the so-called toxic leaders and those who might want to infiltrate at the polling stations. But you know what? That's where the security apparatus come in. And with what I know that has been put in place, the IG made it very clear, that they have already taken care of any likelihood of anybody coming to the polling station to cause chaos, so that Kenyans are protected. You cannot wake up early in the morning, having a candidate of your choice, go to the polling station, cast your vote, and then you want to see the kind of tensions we have seen before. And I would say this, Jeff, it's unfortunate that in this country, what we are seeing is toxic leaders. Toxic leaders are not constructive leaders that should do whatever they can to safeguard peace in this country. Now, NCIC has spoken. The other multi-agency leaderships have spoken to this matter. And anybody that will preach the law will face the full force of the law. Because the security apparatus, I will make it very clear, is on the ground. And we have our representatives that are on the ground to monitor what is happening. Anybody that will be found culpable, preaching hatred, incitement, when that window had passed, will be dealt with accordingly. And this one, it's going to be done without fear and without favor. It doesn't matter who.
No matter who you are.
It doesn't matter who. The law will catch up with them.
Dr. Hari, you talk about 2027, right?
Right.
The Kofi Annan Foundation, they said that there's an 80% chance of violence in next August's election. 80% chance. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, I saw the report, Jeff, and it was worrying.
Yeah.
I do not know whether our political leaders are worried like some of us. But we have looked at the report, and that is an early warning. I consider it as a blessing, because then we, the multi-sectoral actors, have been informed. Apart from the research which has been done, and we have mapped some hotspots, right?
Yep.
As an early warning. Now, because of that, we have to do what we call early response.
Yeah.
And the early response here is to making sure we go to the ground, to those hotspot areas, and begin to preach peace and bring communities together, and let communities be the first peace ambassadors of standing against anyone that would want to incite. Because you see, Jeff, we are a unique nation. A unique nation in the sense that we have 43 communities in this country. But there is a lot of cross-pollination. There's a lot of intermarriage, all right? If you go to Olkalau, who do you find there? It's not the Kikuyu community. You will find the Kisis there. You will find other tribes live in Olkalau, spreading all the way to Laikipia. I mean, go to other communities, go to other areas of this country. Kenya is a unique country, and that's our strength. But you see, when toxic leaders pick up the profiling of a community and begin to run with it, then we create a situation we don't want to see in this country. Kenya is a blessed country. Our diversities is our strength. We've got to ride on that.
And yet, you as NCIC, with all the good intentions,
yes,
you don't have the resources. It's like having one arm tied around your back.
That is the unfortunate situation, Jeff. And I have to make it very clear. You see, we get funding from the Exchequer that is able to take care of the overhead expenses. And also, of course, there is a component for programs, but it's not enough. All right?
Yeah.
So what must we do? We have to begin thinking outside the box of reaching out to partners and well-wishers to support our programs. I'll give you a good example. In the roadmap to the 2027 peaceful elections, we have come up with strategies. Number one, peace caravans across this country. We've got to get, for example, media houses like your media house and go with us to where communities are, and do what we call peace campaigns. We have outreach programs, all right, of raising our peace ambassadors. There's community engagements, like you remember in the days of Honorable Caparo. He will go to a place like a community, put elders together, treat them over some refreshments, but the whole idea was to recruit them to become peace ambassadors as elders for those communities because of the inter and intra conflicts. You see, that's how it is. Now, if you don't have resources to do the peace caravans, outreach programs, go out there, do community engagements. You see, like we are thinking from NCIC, we need to have what we call the intergenerational discourse. We have to bring young people on board and work with them and recruit them as peace ambassadors in their communities. Now, these are, most of them, young people who are not employed. You cannot gather 1,000 young people, 500 young people in a place without giving them a bottle of water. All right? Now, where do you get the resources from? Now, if there is a commission, an agency that need to be well-resourced between now and the 2027 elections, is the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. We have a roadmap that is clearly put in a booklet, which we are going to launch. And then apart from that, we have other strategies that we have in mind. For example, Uchaguzi bila noma on the grounds is a strategy that we have. Like I've said, we have to recruit ambassadors, peace ambassadors. Now, if we don't have the resources, how can we do that? So there are so many programs and initiatives that we have, including the Amani clubs in schools. We want to get to the institutions of learning and working closely with the Minister of Education and come up with Amani clubs so that our children can be actually taken through the importance of national ethos and values.
Don't forget content creators as well.
And content creators, we want to get content creators out there in communities, have sports, and so that in the process, we do what we call social cohesion. This social cohesion is a component of our outreach programs, which are actually in our roadmap towards peaceful 2027 elections. So, Jeff, the point is, we have come up with key priority areas, programs, all right, that we want to run with. But like you have said, without resources,
you might as well forget about it.
We can only achieve this much.
So much, yeah. Correct. It's frustrating.
Yeah. So we want to bring in actors. We want to bring stakeholders so that they can work with us. Because you see, Jeff, we don't have another country. We only have one country called Kenya. Let nobody be cheated. And that's why we must stamp out this organized criminal gangs. Whoever is recruiting them, whoever is triggering this kind of goonism must stop, because the truth is, and we were discussing somewhere, today you might think you are recruiting them to gang against your opponent. But when the 500 shillings, 200 shillings are over, they will turn against you. Unfortunately, that is the tragedy. So we must combat this. We must stamp it out and sanitize politics in this country.
That's what happened in Haiti, Dr. by the way. That's what happened in Haiti. Goonism became militias.
Yeah.
And militias run Haiti today.
Is that what we want to have in this country? Is that the direction we have to take? All of us must come on board and condemn Goonism in this country. But much more so, our political actors must do politics which has hygiene. It should not be toxic, destructive. It should be constructive politics, if at all we are going to restore the sanity of politics in this country.
Absolutely. Dr. there's lots and lots of reactions coming in thick and fast on our magic wall. What do we have? What do we have?
Plenty. Let's begin with Mark, who says, why is the National Cohesion and Integration Commission a toothless independent institution? Its presence as an independent institution is not felt. Something needs to change.
Something needs to change real quick. Something needs to change.
And that's what exactly we are doing. I think the person who has written this need to understand that those are the strategies we have put in place for purposes of combating, preventing, promoting peaceful coexistence, and at the same time, we want to be visible even in communities. I think the person who has written that is right.
Yes, Jeff, next.
Okay. Orutwa Sam says, what is Dr. Kefa Omai waiting in order to hand over these people who are using hate speech all over Kenya, from government to opposition? Is Omai waiting until things are out of hand to act when it's beyond control? It's the Goonism you talk about.
Exactly.
When are we ever going to see an arrest, an indictment, someone jailed, some example given?
You see, like I said again, we've just come into office. And as we move on, Kenyans will begin to see action.
Okay.
Moving on to the next Samuel, who says, Chairperson, many Kenyans support the government's commitment to peace and national unity. Can you assure the country that the National Cohesion and Integration Commission will act swiftly against any politician or leader who promotes ethnic contempt or incitement, regardless of their status or political party?
I repeat again, Kenyans will begin to see action. With the new commission now, and with the strategies we have put in place, and even with the pressures that we have had, I think I've made it very clear, nobody will be spared on this.
In other words, there are no sacred cows?
There are no sacred cows. Remember, NCIC is a neutral, independent commission. That means we have what it takes to investigate and to hand over anybody that's found culpable to the next agency. Remember, we work as a multi-agency. We have a multi-agency arrangement. Like I said, we receive information, we investigate, work closely with the Communication Authority of Kenya in case of clips, etc. And then once we have determined through our department, the investigations department, the matter is handed over to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Why? Because as it is right now, we do not have prosecutorial powers.
Correct.
We can only investigate, recommend, hand over the file to the next actor. So like I said in the beginning, that's where the delay comes in. And by the time somebody is arraigned in court, you are supposed to have had a watertight case. Now, don't forget again, the same act talks about freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Sometimes what we call hate speech may not be hate speech. It is freedom of expression. Where's the borderline?
It's a fine line.
The act actually spells that very clearly. And that's why Kenyans need to be patient. And like I said again, we are not a reactive commission. We are a preventive commission.
Dr. we've got a couple of minutes left. How did you reassure Kenyans over there? Look, that's your camera over there. How do you reassure Kenyans that next year's election, August 2027, will be free, fair, and safe as well?
With the strategies that we have put in place, dear Kenyans, I want to assure you that we will safeguard peace in this country. And of course, we will not lose sight of the political actors or Kenyans who might want to incite others into violence. And when it comes to that, the machinery is in place. We have a team that will make sure that such personalities or such actors are arraigned in court after going through the processes. We work very closely with other actors, that is the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. We work closely with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. We work very closely with the National Police Service and other actors. We have an arrangement that has been put in place through what we call the Uyano platform. This Uyano brings all of us together so that we act as a team. We are calling upon Kenyans to collaborate with NCIC. Time to condemn a commission like NCIC must come to an end or has come to an end. We have a new commission now in the office led by Bishop Dr. Omai. Begin to see action taking place against those who are culpable. We cannot allow any politician, any Kenyan, to incite others. Kenya is a unique country. We cannot lose the ground. This is what I want to assure Kenyans. Watch this space.
Bishop Doctor, all I can say is from your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
I hope he's listening.
That's right.
Because we have no other Kenya to go to.
We have no other Kenya.
Listen, let's keep talking, okay?
That's
let's
right.
Keep talking. Thank you for your time. Thank
Looking
you.
forward to coming back again to this bench.
You must. And we like you here, and we like what you're saying.
Thank you.
We just need to tell more people out there.
That's right.
Bishop Dr. Kefa Omai. Somebody say oh my.
Oh my.
Thanks so much for joining us, folks. Remember, if it's Wednesdays, those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. If you don't believe me, check your keyboard. And let's do this again next week, same time, same place. What do you say, Ayub? What do you say? What's the score? What's the score, man? I know you're looking at the game.
Halftime now. In Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz 0-0. It's a Falkland War.
0-0. England, Argentina. First half, second half.
You remember the Falkland?
I remember it. 1982. You weren't born. All right, folks. See you again next week. Goodbye. Good luck. God bless the only Kenya we have, Bishop. The only Kenya we have.
We don't have another one.
No.
Let's safeguard peace in this country.
Oh, my.
We have no other country.
Oh, my.
And let Kenyans rise to the occasion.
Oh, my.
And condemn anyone, anything that will balkanize us and profile us into ethnic content.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dr. Ari.
Thank you.
Well done, Dr. Ari. Good job.